Hello everyone, it's Lola here again and I welcome you all back to my kitchen. So today we are going to be making the most delicious chicken stew. In very few easy steps, I'm going to put you through how I make this amazing stew. So let's get started. We've got our peppers here. I've got my bell peppers, tomatoes, habanero peppers, ginger, garlic and onion. And these are my main ingredients for the stew base. The first thing I'm going to do is to grill these peppers, and before I do that I like to divide them into, let's say, 2 pieces, and this is just going to allow them to grill faster in my oven. I'll also do the same thing to the tomatoes and the onion as well. I'll be dividing this into 4. My onion is quite big. All right. Everything goes inside my tray. My garlic and the habanero peppers. I'm not going to be adding my ginger at this time. I'll be adding that later. So next, I'm going to be brushing this with some olive oil. You want to be generous with that. So roasting your bell peppers is a good way to enhance the flavor of your stews or even food in general. If you watch my jollof rice video, I made something like this, and till date everyone is still raving about that recipe. Honestly, you have to give that a try. This is now going to be going inside a 425 degrees preheated oven, and I'm going to be roasting this for about 20 to 30 minutes or till the peppers become a little bit charred. I've got my chicken here, and today I'm using the drumsticks. However, you can use any part of chicken you want. You can even use a whole chicken for this. It's all well and good. So I'm going to go ahead and season this with some salt, black pepper, and one of my favorite seasoning, that, paprika. Paprika has to go in. I'll just mix this thoroughly. You want all the seasoning to coat all the chicken parts, so make sure you massage everything thoroughly. Now I'm done with this. I'll just be setting it aside. I'm going to be adding some oil in my pan. About 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil is fine. You don't need so much. We are going to wait for this oil to get heated up, and once that is well heated up, we will be frying the chicken. Now look at that, it's looking really nice and browned. So we are just going to flip it to the other side, and we are going to cook that again for a couple of minutes until it also becomes nicely browned. So here we go, the peppers and tomatoes and onions are all done. As you can see, they are looking nicely charred. And right now they even smell good, even before I cook them. So at this point, I'm going to be blending them. And this is the point where I also like to add my ginger. So nothing gets wasted. I'm also going to be adding the juice from the tomatoes. Everything goes in the blender. So one reason why I also like to roast my peppers is because it comes out nice and thick once you blend it. And in this way, it's going to be able to accommodate a lot of chicken stock or beef stock or any stock you want to put into it. Still in the same pan where I fried my chicken, I'm going to be adding a little bit of extra oil. And to that, I'm going to be adding some diced onions. So we are just going to be waiting for these onions to get a little bit cooked. We want them nice and translucent before we continue. So my onions are looking nice and good. It's now time to add our blended sauce. I've got some leftover in my blender. I'm just rinsing it inside the sauce. Now look at that, looking so thick and nice. So I'm going to be leaving this to cook now for about 5 minutes before we come back to it. So here's my stew, looking nice and good. So as you can see, it's quite thick. So I'm going to be adding some chicken stock. You want to loosen this to your taste. If you like your stew lighter, go ahead and add more. And if you like your stew a little thicker, you can add less. It's now time to add our seasoning. I'll be adding some curry powder, rosemary. You can also use thyme for this if that is what you have. I'll be adding some black pepper, paprika, and seasoning powder. So before I leave this to cook once again, I will be adding my chicken. Smells so good at this point. All right, we are going to be leaving this to cook for another 15 to 20 minutes or till the chicken is totally done. Wow, so here we go guys, our stew is all done. It smells so good. Trust me, when you cook this, your neighbors will be a little bit jealous of you because the smell is going to be everywhere. All right guys, so that is how I make my chicken stew, or let me say this is one of the ways in which I make my chicken stew. And you can serve this with your rice, your pasta, your couscous, name it. It's very versatile, and you can eat it with your bread as well. It's so good. So that is it again for today. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. As usual, all the details you need to today's recipe can be found in the description box. Until next time, I'll talk to you shortly. Enjoy.